Five, four, three, two, one. We have ignition. Strap in. You're listening to Hit.OR.DIE Live. Here's your host, Jake Saldati and Chad Rothford.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Hit.OR.DIE podcast with your hosts. You heard it, Jake Saldati and Chad Rothford. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving break. It's like my worst holiday, least favorite holiday is Thanksgiving.
Why?
Because I think like the food is just boring. It's like the boring white people food, like turkey.
So what do you want?
I mean, I started mixing in mac and cheese in the last couple of years with my family. Like if we didn't have a ham, it'd be over. Like, because I can't really do turkey. I'm not really a turkey fan. I like dark meat, but I love ham. So like ham. But I was actually impressed with our Thanksgiving meal. But the only thing I like about Thanksgiving is seeing family that you don't I haven't seen for a while, and that kind of thing. But plus my work sucks. Costco sucks during the holidays, so I mean that takes into effect. But yeah, I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving, and I know you did.
Yeah, it was okay. It had its moments, but yeah, family's fun. I enjoy the food personally, but yeah, it was a good few days off. Now back in work mode. That's probably the hardest part too. Is you get to Sunday and you're like, oh, Monday's coming, back to work mode. I know kids.
I mean, I was in work mode on Friday after Thanksgiving.
You had to go to work. Well, and not a lot of people had to go back to work Friday.
Lucky.
And then you've got the kids going back to school Monday. It's like, yeah.
You have that whole week off with the kids, and then all right, Monday they're going back. They wake up with a little cough, and you're just like, crap.
Can we make it?
Can't send them. So we had them home yesterday, and then today I was like, please just wake up, fine, and I'm
feeling better.
Send them to school. So luckily it was good.
A lot's happened in the sports world. Before we get there, thanks everybody for listening. Again, get the replay. This will be posted after the live on Spreaker. Obviously, get it on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, and then go to YouTube. Some clips will be posted there, and be sure to subscribe. And we have a birthday. I saw this morning. It's Coach Jason Pappy's birthday. I don't know. He looks
like he's 25,
but I don't know how old he is. I think he's my brother's age. Got to be pushing mid-40s, I think.
Yeah, I bet he graduated I think he graduated in like 95, 96.
Yeah.
I'd say. Yeah.
So, no, happy birthday to Pap, a good friend of ours. And
he's dipped in the fountain of youth.
Yeah. Yeah, he's he gets after it still.
Yeah, he does.
But yeah, a lot has happened all over the sports world. But for our very own area, we've lost our football coach. Coach Kalen DeBoer will be the new head coach at the University of Washington. And we kind of talked over the weekend, like, hey, we heard this something that can happen. And you're like, yeah, it's going to happen. Yeah. Sunday, it's going to happen. And then yesterday it happened. And I don't think you even saw the report. You just kind of said, yeah, I figured it was going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I figured it was going to happen. Was I hoping it wouldn't, or he wouldn't take it? Yeah, for sure. I mean, what he's done here the last 2 seasons is great. And he's brought back that Bulldog mentality that, Coach Pat Hill brought to this area. And obviously Sweeney had before that. And you don't want to see him go, but out of all the coaching changes, his makes sense. It makes sense. And I know all these Bulldog, the red wave, right? The red wave. It's like a riptide. It's not even a wave, dude. It's like a little, tadpole. This fan base we have here. And I'm going to ruffle feathers. That's fine. I don't care. But, when we sell out once in 7 years, only when we're ranked in the top 20, and then we lose, and then it's senior night, and then we're not even half full. Like, you guys are fake. The red wave is fake. It's just like, when we're good, we're good. We're going to be there to support. And it's, I haven't been there. I'll be the first one to tell you, I don't go to games anymore. It's really tough with little kids, and, they have bedtimes and schedules and stuff like that. And when they get older, for sure, I'm going to take them to games and stuff like that. So, But like the Red Wave faithful, like I just don't get it because they don't show up to the basketball games. They don't show up to baseball. Like we've talked about growing up, basketball was sold out. Baseball was sold out. Football was sold out. Like every game. It didn't matter who they were playing. It was everybody was there to support Fresno State athletics. So, but sorry, I got off topic. That's just me. I'm happy for Kellen DeBoer. I mean, I'm sad for Fresno State football, but you know, he made a decision that's going to benefit his family, and it's the Pac-12. It's not like going from Fresno State to Boise State or, you know, UNLV or like he's going up. He's going to be able to compete for a national championship that he never would have been able to do at Fresno State.
No, it won't happen. And that's kind of the thing we were talked about with Cincinnati. Cincinnati's 12-0, and they, you know, we talked about the scenarios. I think with if Georgia lost to Alabama and Oklahoma State wins, is Cincinnati screwed?
And Michigan wins
Does a 2-loss Bama or a 1-loss Bama and a 1-loss Georgia at 1 and 2, they're probably still in, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, and then if Oklahoma State wins, they're probably in there as well.
Yeah. And then Michigan
wins.
Yeah.
So does that leave Cincinnati? And so you can go undefeated. You can do everything you have to do. But
if you're not a Power
Five, you're not going to be playing for a national championship.
Yeah.
And
which I think's wrong. And that's why we talked about it. Let's open up the playoff system. We have 30 bowls, right? You told me we have 30 bowls.
Something like I just threw that number out there. I don't know.
But we have bowls that don't mean anything. We have bowls that people don't even watch because they're with 6 and 5 teams, or, you know, there were teams that don't really matter to anybody outside of probably the fan base of that team. So why not, you know, knock some teams out of the playoffs? Like, you got to get to this to make the playoffs. You know, you got to, you know, if you don't do it, you're out. And then you take, you know, I think we came up, it was just 7 bowls. The top 7 bowls go to the playoffs, and you have 8 teams or, you know, something like that, or 8 bowls. Yeah. And yeah, because there's 4 played in the first round, and then 2, and then 1. Oh, 7.
Yeah.
7 bowls for 8 teams, and those just go. So the top 7 bowls go to the playoffs. You have 8 playoff teams. It'd be so much better because then you can't have a 1-loss. You can't have a 2-loss. You can't have a team like Cincinnati. You can have a team like Fresno State. You know what I mean? Like, that even opens it more for a non-Power 5 school to have a chance to win a national championship. Because right now, the way they're doing it makes there's no chance. There's no chance. And even then, Cincinnati, they're in the Big East, right? Or no, they're in the American.
Is it American? Yeah.
It's not the Big East anymore. It's American, which is still it's better than Mountain West for the most part, the conference. You know, so it's still an up there conference. So I don't know. I just feel like if they open it up, it'll give more opportunity to teams outside the Power 5. Plus, you have Alabama that if they lost to Auburn, you're still telling me they're not one of the top 4 teams in the country just because they have 2 losses. You know what I mean?
They didn't look like a top 4
team.
No,
they didn't. They didn't look like
they got lucky.
But There's also that saying, and it's true because we deal with it in coaching and playing. Auburn, no matter if they were 0-7, they played Alabama that way.
Yeah, it's a rivalry game.
That's just the way that game is played.
It's a rivalry game.
So that, you know, so when everybody's like, oh, they barely beat Auburn. Yeah, but dude, it's the Iron Bowl. That they were talking about it during that game that the coach that got hired is like, he got hired 350 days ago. The first question they asked him is, how are you going to do in the Iron Bowl? Like, that was the first question they asked him.
Yeah, it's Harsin, the guy from Boise.
From Boise.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, that's what I'm saying is like, that game meant so much to Auburn. No other game really matters. That's the funny thing. Like, Auburn can go 1-10, but if they beat Alabama,
it's a successful year.
And guess what? The stadium's full. Their stadium's full every day. Our stadium's not full. Unless there's a reason for it. But there should be a reason every game.
Well, and that's so let's stay with DeBoer real quick, because one, it happened extremely fast. And Sunday, there was a news report. I forget if it's the Bulldog Report or Insider. There's a couple of them, but I think Stephen Hicks was the reporter that interviewed DeBoer. He's done a few of them. And there's just a couple things in there, you know, again, it was Sunday. I don't know when that was recorded.
Yeah.
But it was, to me, it was a little odd, right? You know, he brought up the question about, hey, your name's circulating around other coaching jobs. And he gave the TV answer.
Yeah, he didn't give a yes or no.
You know, well, I mean, there were things. To
fans about that. It's part of success. It's part of success, and
which, hey,
that's true.
It's true. It is part of success. That's what happens. You know, that happened with.
He didn't go looking either, by the way.
This Washington just happened 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago. That coach got fired.
Yeah, there's no way DeBoer was in talks with them.
I know we made a video.
That was a funny video.
Because initially I was like, well, listen, the video. Let's do this first. One at a time. My bad.
It's been a while.
You know, it's not going to be the first, not going to be the last time when you have a.
Okay, so that's bullshit, right? Obviously, it was the first, and it ended up being the last for him.
Yeah.
Right. So that's, you know, just tell it like it is. You know,
a team like ours that you know, shows the progress we've made and has the wins that we have. I mean, what you hear isn't always what's really happening.
Okay,
that's true.
What?
The wins they have? That's not all.
No.
Have. I mean, what you hear isn't always what's really happening. You always got to remember that.
What you hear isn't always what's really happening.
What we heard is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
This was Sunday. Again, I don't know when it was recorded, but what we heard is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And it happened the next day. It happened Monday. And so Washington,
before their team meeting.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got to make sure the deal's done before you tell the team I'm quitting, I'm leaving. And then Washington comes down and says, "Hey, you know what? This ain't gonna work." Oh shit. Well, I already told you. So obviously you're not going to tell the team, but Washington puts out this.
That was bad. That's a bad look.
It's a shitty look. That's what really kind of irritated me. That's where the video stemmed from. Because then, an hour later or so, I don't remember the timeline exactly.
Well, 2 seconds.
Yeah, it was 2 seconds later. They put the team meeting with the Fresno State, and then literally an hour later, he's on a jet to Seattle throwing up dubs. And yeah, it was a bad look. Kind of, like.
Was your time here? Did you like your time here?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously he did. I
know he
don't question that. And I've heard nothing but amazing things about him as a person.
Yes.
And you said it, you're right. He's moving up. Like, you can't blame a guy for wanting to benefit or better his future, his family, I get that. Especially
and a sellout crowd every game.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying they're sold out no matter win or lose. That's what big time football programs have. And that's what brings in the revenue. We don't have that here.
Well, so people
talk about it.
And so now, there's the video was a bad look. And then to top it with them on the jet
after
made it even worse.
And you just had a meeting that I can guarantee you was meaningful, sad. Guys probably shed some tears. Because he was you could just see it on the sidelines, the way he coached, the way he talks. He seems like a player's coach. There's somebody you want to play for. And I think that was really hard, that meeting. And that's why it just didn't look good being on the plane afterwards, headed to Washington.
Well, I have yet to see anything where he's addressed the red wave, the fans.
What are you gonna?
I
get that, but see, I'm devil's advocate because here we are, ranked 18th in the country, getting our asses whooped by Boise State, and everybody's leaving. So what does that tell me as a head coach? You don't give a shit about us. You don't care about us unless we're doing good. What do I owe the red wave? What do I owe you?
And maybe that's why the dubs and the videos, like, who gives a shit?
Maybe, and I can.
I was thinking about this. It kind of like, for people that want to know what it's like to lose a player to Buchanan or to Clovis School, this is what it feels like.
Exactly.
This is what it feels like.
Yeah.
Losing DeBoer to Washington. Like, so if you're at a small school, you totally understand this feeling. if you're a Clovis Unified school,
this is how everybody else feels.
This is how everybody else feels when they lose their best players or lose guys to you. Okay. So now you got a little taste.
But do they care?
No, I don't give a shit, bro. Epic, bro. You know, we're spreading news around here. But this is what I was thinking about it last night.
That's funny.
This is what it feels like. But I mean, yeah, no, I've never heard anything negative about the guy.
No.
And the video was more just to have a little fun. Like, yes, I was a little pissed off about seeing the videos, but he's a good coach. He did a great job here. You have to thank him and his staff and everybody that works for Fresno State as far as that football program goes.
And I don't think he blew smoke. I don't think he lied about Bulldog born, Bulldog bred, you know, all that stuff, all that saying, being a Bulldog. I guarantee you he wanted to be here for the rest of his career. But when somebody gives you the opportunity to play for a national championship, and that's what I'm saying, maybe the playoffs, if they were bigger and had that opportunity, that might have been a different aspect of him staying.
Yeah, I mean, also
but he has no shot.
Fresno State was a game really from being in the Mountain West Championship. Like, does this still happen? Yeah, probably, right? You're still going.
You still go.
So I don't know. You know, but
I just don't like when people are like, oh, he, you know, said stuff and like he didn't mean it. Yeah, I bet you he meant it. You know what I mean? But like you told me, if I work at Costco, okay, Sam's Club's just the same kind of, right? If you told me this and I didn't put it in perspective until you said this. I work at Costco. I make, you know, $150 an hour. So if I don't, by the way, if Sam's Club came to me and said, we'll double your salary, you do the exact same thing you do at Costco.
Well, and listen, we're saying, the service that you've provided Costco, we want that.
Yeah.
We love how you do it. We love what you're about. We think that what you bring benefits us. Mm-hmm. We're going to give you all the resources we can give you. We're going to double your salary. You know, we'll do what we got to do to take care of family. Like, we want you. I mean, most people are probably going to take that. Who are you loyal to first?
Your family.
Your family.
Yeah.
Okay. I know that some fans are probably pissed. And listen, there's some.
They have a right to be. Everybody has a right to their
honestly, own. I don't even. I think it came and went real fast.
Yeah.
Because I'm whatever. Like, good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
Good for him. You know what I mean? Like,
it could have been Lincoln Riley going to USC.
The videos pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. The video was like,
yes,
like again, it was a kick in the nuts. Like, come on, man.
They didn't have to do that to us.
Like, she's getting off the plane and you hear her say, "Let's go get us the coach," and I just like, what the, really?
Yeah.
And it was a done deal.
And then it's like, go Dogs, DAW.
Yeah, it's not even how you spell it.
She just kept throwing like shade at us, which is, to each their own. But yeah, anybody in your right mind is going to take an upgrade to do the exact same thing they're doing. He doesn't have to put in any more work,
I think it's now going forward, obviously it's a big deal. You've got kids committed. You've got players already in the program. What will happen there with, decommits or transfer portal. We've seen some stuff and we'll get to that in a minute. So Lee Marks is now the interim coach for the bowl game. And I think the OC is going with DeBoer to Washington. I'm not sure. Yeah. And I'm not sure about the DC. Inge is the DC, I believe.
Oh, no. OC is Grubb.
Yes, he is gone. So Lee Marks will be the interim for the remainder of the season. Obviously, some of the names brought up, Tedford was the number one, who did great here. I'm not sure of the health issues, if he's, where he needs to be physically to run the program again. I mean, that's a great choice. He did a fantastic job while I was here. And another guy that knows the history and tradition of Fresno State and obviously going to recruit his ass off and get everybody we need to get to be successful.
Yep.
The other names were Tim Skipper, who is at Central Michigan, I believe.
Great linebacker here.
Yep. And Jim McElwain, who was an OC here back in the day, also went to Alabama. He's actually the head coach at Central Michigan, where Skipper's at. Troy Taylor, who's the Sac State head coach, has been brought up. I even heard Corey Hall's name mentioned, and I'm not sure if that's something that, Fresno State would be interested in. He's at, I believe, Edison High School right now. But is Lee Marks, is he in a job interview phase right now, maybe?
Yeah, he's probably in a job interview phase, probably.
To see how he, one, your team's dealt with some adversity now, even more so, right? They didn't accomplish probably goal number one, which was to get to the Mountain West championship game. Your coach is leaving. I think this is,
you got to keep commits.
And you got to keep your eyes on how he handles this and how, let's see how this goes. This could be maybe a good fit. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't know anything about him.
No, but he was at Boise State for a while, I believe, too, prior to coming here. But there's also some people that I was thinking outside of maybe some younger offensive coordinators, and a couple of them been hired recently. But one was Graham Harrell. He used to be quarterback at Texas Tech. He has been the OC at USC for the last, I think, 3 years. He's your age, dude, 36.
Yeah, he's old.
But a younger guy has yet to been a head coach. So I know that's probably
where he wants to be.
But I mean, he's looking for his first job. I'm assuming with Lincoln Riley coming, and being an offensive guy, he's out there.
Yeah.
So just a thought, I'm just throwing it out there.
I like that.
A young guy.
But can Fresno handle another stepping stone coach?
Well, that's what it'd be. Where a guy, listen, I think Skipper, if it's not Tedford, I think it's Skipper.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
I mean, is McElwain going to leave a head coaching job already? Because then is Skipper the next?
Why wouldn't
come back to?
Yeah, but Central Michigan or Fresno State?
I'm just saying, I'm from Fresno State. But if he doesn't, then Skipper's the guy. And if McElwain's out, is Skipper the guy there? I mean, it sounds like Skipper.
Where does he bring
maybe,
Skipper?
Maybe.
Does Skipper want to be, at Fresno State?
The other one was Andy Ludwig. He's OC at Utah. He also spent some time here as the offensive coordinator at Fresno State from 98 to 2001.
We had some good years then, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
With the original car?
Yeah. First pick in the draft. So that's another option. I'm not sure, been around a long time, big resume. I think he's in his mid to late 50s. So just a couple options. I'm sure there's more out there. But I saw Graham Harrell and I'm like, man, I'm not opposed to a first-time head coach.
I like his offense.
Guy that played for Leach and, you know what I mean, is kind of that air raid.
I mean,
type.
we have the air raid type of personnel. I don't know who's going to take over for Hainer. But our receiver core is young and really good. And, you get a quarterback in here that can sling it. I don't know. I'm not sure I'm fond of the backup quarterback we have, but it would have been nice to get Call Me Hots here, but he's tearing it up at
New Mexico State. Yeah. Well,
this would have been nice to have him here, though.
Yeah, it would be nice to have him home. But those are a couple other names. I'm sure there's a bunch more, and we'll just have to wait and see. Again, I think Tedford's number one on their list, or the list for a lot of people. But I'm also right there with Skipper. And somebody was telling me that he was like a finalist when DeBoer interviewed. Skipper was right there. So, and again, a Fresno.
You want to come back and do it again?
Fresno. I don't know.
Sometimes when you're right there and they choose somebody else, it throws you off. You know that experience. I know that with experience. You're right there. You're almost the guy. And then you get that excuse of, yeah, well, we're going to go a different direction, Well, so what? Now the direction, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
then it's like, oh, now the direction's okay from,
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, I had that exact situation.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's shitty. It's a shitty feeling.
Yeah.
I will say, I've seen a lot of stuff about people wanting to go get funding to fix, and I guess be specific. What do people want done to Bulldog Stadium? Why would the school invest funds into something that we can't sell out?
No. We
sold it out one time in 7 years. What specifically do we want to have done? You got to put, butts in the seats. And like you said, basketball used to sell out. Baseball was a hot ticket for a long time. They used to lead the country in attendance. I agree that the facilities need some help. No question. But State Mart Center is gorgeous. It's a beautiful place. I've been to a handful of basketball games, but it's not what it used to be.
Mhm.
I don't know. With Washington too, and you look at we talked about enrollment. I mean, Washington's double the enrollment of Fresno State. Like, I don't know. Maybe some people, I would just like to see what is it specifically you want to see done to the football stadium. Are we talking about facelift, adding seats?
I don't know. I don't think they could do anything else to the stadium. Now, what about a new training facility or indoor facility for multi-sport indoor facility? I mean, is there something else that these big time schools are doing that we can do or step up our game a little bit? Because adding seats is not the answer. Like you said, if you can't fill the seats now, it's just going to make our stadium look more empty. Like, I mean, we have a brand new field that we've redone twice in the last freaking, whatever. So, I mean, the field's fine.
Is there upgrades to the locker room? Like,
they just redid the locker room.
I thought I saw some pictures on that. I'm just saying, what are there other upgrades we can provide?
I honestly think they redid the locker room when DeRuyter came in, but I'm not sure. I know, like, when Derek was here, his last year. So I don't know. I don't know what else they can do. I mean, buy robots to sit in the seats so it looks full. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure there's some things that could be done. I'm not saying that.
Oh, there is for sure.
But what?
Yeah.
Like, adding more seats to a place we already don't fill up
is not the answer.
Is not the answer. Is there some cosmetic things we could do? Maybe
they'll make tailgating better out there, so then they stay out there longer and don't come into the game on time.
Creative ways to get fans there. Again, obviously having a good product is going to put people in seats,
which we have,
but it goes back to, you went to school in Oklahoma.
Oh,
okay. And in good or bad, like,
dude, I went to Tulsa football games because we were in Tulsa. So, like, and I told you this, like, there's only two teams in Oklahoma. It's Oklahoma State and Oklahoma. You're either a Boomer Sooner or you're Go Post. But all the Tulsa games were sold out. How is that possible?
Well, I told you, I went back there like 2005.
Right before I went.
And 5 or 6, we had a big tournament out there, and our meeting was at Union High School. And I thought it was like a JUCO. I thought it was a college.
Yeah.
I was blown away. I was like, this is a high school?
They'll play their high school games at their high school, but when they play like Jinx is the other dominant school in Tulsa. They play at Tulsa State, the stadium in Tulsa, and they almost sell that out more than Tulsa does. So, no, football back there is big. Baseball, I mean, even the baseball games, everything's big. It's because they buy in to the program and what they're doing, and win or lose, they're diehard that, and I don't understand why Fresno isn't that way when we have the teams, we have the success, we have the tradition, we have everything that a big university has in this town. But yet we don't want to showcase that.
And who had a better football team in California? Maybe San Diego State, record wise.
Yeah.
Fresno State was one of the better football teams in the state.
Yeah.
And you talk about Oklahoma, and that's the other one and I've seen it's been fun to read on Twitter.
Yeah.
Some of the Oklahoma fan base is pissed. Lincoln Riley headed to USC. He was on Scott Van Pelt's, was it last night, talking he had no prior contact until Sunday, and a deal done Monday night. I mean, do you really believe that?
No. I mean, I believe he didn't.
Is it the same?
But he has an agent.
Is it the same situation?
No.
I'm obviously, but I'm so go. That's why I asked, so you could go.
He's going from the Big 12 that will be in the SEC in 3 more years to the Pac-12. The Pac-12.
Did he necessarily go up or down, or did he kind of just
he went side only because it's USC. He went side. If it was like Washington State or something, he would have went down.
Right.
But because of the tradition USC has, he went sideways. The amount of stuff they offered him is
That's reported though, like the money, and I saw.
Well, my
homes were
buddy, I
being-
talked to my buddy today. He's, Brendan Duffy. He's give him a shout out. He's a big time Notre Dame fan, and they had another coaching move, but we were talking about all of it. And he said too that they USC paid $500,000 over asking for the house in Oklahoma for him to come out to USC. So it's like, but, and he said it too, just like I did, my buddy. And we talked about this the other day. How much money is enough money to just make a lateral move? Like DeBoer made a move that's way different. Not only just for his family, but to be able to compete for a national championship, which is what you want to do. Oklahoma's been able to compete for a national championship every year
for a long time
that he's been there.
For any coach for decades.
And Stoops, Stoops laid the foundation. So for him to go to USC and have to kind of start over again now, and my buddy made a good point. He came into a program that was already going in Oklahoma. Stoops laid that foundation. He didn't have to retire, but he retired and he still had great players. They weren't losing when he retired. USC has been just absolute shit show for the last 5+ years.
Longer than that, probably.
So now he's going to have to come in and try to rebuild something, which is something he's never done before. He didn't rebuild Oklahoma. He just continued to do what he did.
We'll see the hype train. Like, are people going to come because he's the cool thing in town?
Yes, because it's Southern California. He's young. He's won. He's that shiny new toy that we're going to go see. He's already started getting his California recruits.
And you equate the dollars into, wow, they're paying this guy a lot of money. He must know what he's doing. Like, that's never backfired before.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Some people in Oklahoma were pissed. And like you mentioned, Notre Dame, it looks like Brian Kelly is headed to.
No, he is headed.
He is. It's done deal.
Done deal.
So, yeah.
That's a bad move.
You think so?
He's not LSU. LSU is the old LSU to me reminds me of old school Miami. A bunch of gangsta like dudes that come up from the tough life that are just going in there and
they're looking for a fight.
That want to smack you in the mouth.
They're looking for
that's how LSU is to me, right? That's to me. And Notre Dame is that Catholic school that has to recruit right. They have to do things the right way. It's a Catholic school. That comes first at Notre Dame, not football. So it's just a different type of person he's going to have to recruit. There's already sayings that, he didn't like to recruit in general. Kelly. There's people coming out saying that he's not a player's coach. So I don't know if that's a right fit for him, but my buddy said, and he's a diehard Notre Dame guy. He said his wife's probably tired of the cold, the weather at Notre Dame. The facilities are good, but are they that good compared to an LSU? Playing in the SEC is a better conference, but is he afraid to? Because at Notre Dame, he never could get over the hump of the Alabamas, of those type of schools.
They got pretty much smacked up every time they.
Yeah. So is he trying to get out of that? Because the next 4 years, he's got Ohio State, Alabama, and Clemson on the schedule for the next 4 seasons. So does he want to have that, or does he want to try to go somewhere? So there's a bunch of different things, but and he's only going to make, it was 10 years for $95 million. But after incentives, it could be close to $15 million a year, which is ridiculous.
It's insane, the money.
Yeah.
You saw Jimbo Fisher's deal a few years ago for 90 something million.
Well, not even that. And then my buddy made a good point. How much do head coaches even really do? We're paying them all this money. They have 10 other football coaches on staff.
But again, like we just said with Lincoln Riley, he alone is going to bring players to USC. How much is that worth?
I guess it's worth, a private
jet. Does LSU really think Brian Kelly's going to bring? Because listen, a lot of that is a lot of home-based recruiting too. Those guys stay home. There's loyalty there.
Yeah.
I read a really good article this morning about, LSU and because of the loyalty that a lot of those players and people have to that area and that community and that school. You've had 3 national championships won by 3 coaches. Saban won, Les Miles, Ogeron, and now you're going to have Brian. And maybe that's the thought. Well, if they can do it, he could do it.
Yeah.
Which will remain to be seen. Lincoln Riley, are you running from recruiting? Because they're already competing against SEC schools in recruiting.
But I don't.
They were saying that they told. I don't know if this is true. This is what Wetzel, I think it's Dan Wetzel from Yahoo, was saying. Oklahoma in the last 5 years or something has had produced 1 5-star recruit. Which I don't know if that's true, and I'm assuming so because they don't just say stuff like that for no reason. But versus, the Floridas, Georgias, all these other states, Texas, and those kids are going to those SEC schools. I think Oklahoma will be fine in the SEC.
Yeah, because do we talk about it? They might, besides Alabama and Georgia, Oklahoma would probably be the 3rd best team in the SEC right now.
Probably.
This season. But I don't know.
Does that help her? Does them going to the SEC help recruiting?
I think so.
Because you're already out recruiting Mizzou, right? You're probably going to out recruit Auburn,
A&M,
Kentucky has had a good year.
Tennessee.
Who knows? And does Heupel jump Tennessee to go take that Oklahoma job? I don't know what the money or buyout would be.
I was looking at the list. They had a lot of guys on the list for, even Brent Venables from Clemson was on the list. So does that finally happen? I know he's the highest paid D coordinator in the country at Clemson.
I think an assistant coach, period.
Yeah. But I don't know. I just feel like those coaching moves are a lot different than what we dealt with here, obviously.
So last on this, before we jump into the baseball stuff, should this stuff be taking place right now?
No, this should all be done after the bowl games, or at least after the regular season. Like the regular season's not even over yet. Like people are still playing games and going into their championship games and stuff. Like I know Notre Dame's done, but like Lincoln Riley still has a chance to get in the playoff. Notre Dame has a chance to get in the playoff.
Notre Dame does.
Oklahoma doesn't. But Notre Dame still has a chance to get in the playoff. But I just think the way like some of this stuff went down is so shady. Like University of Washington is so freaking shady for the way they did what they did. By posting it on social media, doing the video thing, all that kind of stuff. You don't have any respect for the program that coach is coming from. And then the fact that, Brian Kelly, he had assistant coaches, nobody even knew about it.
Yeah.
And then he calls the team meeting at 7 a.m. the next day for the players.
Yeah. There was word around Oklahoma, too, that they found out by social media also. Now, again, this stuff leaks pretty quick.
Well, they had a player for Oklahoma that's hot. And he was like, oh, he said that to us yesterday. Or there's players that are just like really mad about the Oklahoma one with Lincoln Riley. But I've also, somebody was like, he's a soft coach. He couldn't handle the SEC.
And it may be true. I don't know.
So I don't know either.
But to do it now, again, what if Oklahoma won Saturday night? He's probably still jumping ship. I don't know. That's the part of the loyalty thing where I get it. I get why people are mad. Like you ask us to buy in, you ask us to sell out for this, bleed, put our bodies on the line. And in less than 24 hours, you're gone. Boom.
And don't even finish the season. Not only I'm leaving, but I'm going to finish this season out.
I'll say this, with the DeBoer thing and the videos, that's what really, that's the one thing, it irritates me and pisses me off a little bit. If it were me, I would have said, please don't put this out there. Don't, what do you not, you're not filming this.
Yeah.
Out of respect for my team that I haven't even met with yet. And the fan base, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
The university, don't put this out. No. You're filming your trip to Fresno to get me to Washington. And we're going to blast it before I even talk to my team. That's a bad look. It's a bad look. It really pissed me off. And
like, you can't even wait a day or two to let it settle in.
Again, I'm not questioning. I don't know him. I've never talked to him. And like I said, all I've heard is amazing things about him. So I'm sure that that's true. But that, people fuck up. People make mistakes. I think that was a mistake.
Yeah.
Personally, I would never do that. I would never do that. I know a lot of coaches that probably would never do that.
I know some that would. So.
But that's the football. I mean, yeah, this is not a football show. Let's get into some baseball. The last 2 days have been nuts. You had Scherzer come out and sign a big deal with the Mets. You shake your head.
Just a big deal.
3 years, $130 million. So what is it? $43.3 million a year.
He's making more a year than the Pittsburgh Pirates whole team and the Orioles whole team.
One player
is making more than each of those clubs. And the Rays are at 49 million.
So it makes you ask, because I don't know what the deal was between Syndergaard and the Mets.
He wasn't healthy. That's what I take from it. I think
something's not right. If you got a younger guy who's not a bad pitcher.
He's a good pitcher.
Well,
but he's not healthy.
You're not investing. You're not going to put the money into him. You're going to go take a guy who's
why he hasn't pitched in 2 years.
But I mean,
or I can go get a freaking Cy Young every year, even though he's 37. That's going to go out and shove it up somebody's butt.
A madman.
Yeah.
No, I love Max Scherzer. I think it's great.
Yeah,
honestly,
I do too.
It looks they've now lost Baez to Detroit.
Terrible.
Which again, now you're probably going to see some moves made to get Correa. I can't imagine them not going big on.
But who's going to play second?
Baez.
They have Lindor. Oh, you mean the Detroit? Sorry,
Detroit's going to go in on.
Yeah,
they have to now.
But why? Tell me why you want to go to Detroit?
Well, AJ Hinch one is his former manager.
Yeah,
who's there? That may be a little bit, but obviously the Tigers are going to spend. Now you've seen they're going to spend. They already spent some money, right? The Rangers
they got one hitter. They have no pitching. Miguel Cabrera is getting ready to retire. And that's it.
Yeah. Why the Astros are not trying to keep their franchise guy, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Now, Seager set the tone, which I think is great for Correa. I've seen a lot of the Rangers overspent. Yes. 10 years, 325.
Yes.
I think Seager's a great player.
Great player.
I don't think he's worth that.
I don't think he's worth that. We've already, and people are like, oh, we've already said nobody that signed any of these are really worth what they're worth. But everybody's worth what somebody's willing to pay for them.
Hey,
so
good for Seager.
Yes.
Good for you. And Correa's over there like twiddling his fingers like, yes.
He's like, yes, I can try to push for 350. 10 years.
And somebody's going to give it to him.
Has to. He's better than Seager.
And why the Astros aren't the first in line, I don't know. I still haven't heard anything. But they go get Simeon, also the Rangers, and add John Gray to the pitching staff. And now I'm hearing, as of this morning, they're making a push for Trevor Story.
Who's going to play third base? Hey, is Corey Seager going to play third?
I don't know.
Who are you going to have?
But so
that'd be awesome.
Think about this. And you said this last night. Is somebody listening to the podcast? Are the owners or the GMs in the AL West? Because you had Robbie Ray going to Seattle. And you and the Angels?
Noah.
Is the AL West a little mad?
I think they heard me. They heard us sacking them crap about the AL West. Hey, it only makes sense. There's no way this would have happened if we didn't say anything.
Maybe they just do.
No, but in reality, we were on a conference call with all the GMs last week for Thanksgiving. No, but yeah, they're making moves, which is good. I mean, you can only take the Astros whooping your butt every year for so long. You got to make some moves. So, I mean, I think they all still need to make more moves. Obviously, the Rangers are winning that battle right now.
500 million and something and change into 3 players. It's a crazy amount of money.
But they bring in the revenue.
New ballpark.
Great ballpark.
I'm telling you, it's great. They add another arm. Who knows?
Yeah, there's still free agents out there.
Yeah, the Yankees have yet to make a move. I know they're still looking for a shortstop. I think it's Anderson Simmons was on their radar.
They should go get Trevor Story.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm just not seeing a lot of the reports on this stuff.
But also, isn't Judge a free agent this year?
Or
did he sign that arbitration?
You know what? I don't know.
I don't either. But they're gonna have to make some room for him. I just don't see him anywhere else.
I also heard Miami is trying to push on Chris Taylor.
Yeah, that's fine. Chris Taylor.
But see, the Dodgers fans are like, well, we just re-signed Chris Taylor, and I'm like, well, yeah, well, if they're not going to get paid, they're going to go where they're going to get paid.
Yeah. He's already got.
Where does your loyalty lie? Like fans get pissed, but these guys are going to do what's best for them.
Yeah.
Freddie Freeman has not signed a deal with the Braves yet.
And I heard the Yankees are looking at him.
It's concerning.
And Rizzo
as a
and
fan,
Matt Olson.
But where does his loyalty lie?
Or then where's the loyalty lie in the organization?
And not that it both. Yeah, you could argue that for both sides.
How is the organization not rolling out anything for Freeman?
If you really want,
why did it get to a point where he denied the first offer?
Well, I mean, he's worth more money.
You're worth whatever people are willing to pay. So he's either going to find more money somewhere else or he's going to end up coming back to the Braves.
I mean, I would assume that maybe it's a play to
get more money.
Yeah, to have the Braves make a move to stay. I'm sure he wants to stay. He said that. They both have said that. They just haven't found a deal yet. But you never know, man. Again, your loyalty, family first. It's hard to swallow sometimes.
The funny thing, they don't even know you. Like they don't. You're mad at somebody that has no idea you exist. Like, tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not. You're not wrong at all. And I don't think any of the GMs.
They don't think about, you know what? Chad doesn't like the Dodgers, so I don't think I'm going to sign with the Dodgers. Like nobody's.
Well, like we said already, like put yourself at the table. If this offer for $325 million is in front of your face, and it's more than the Dodgers are willing to pay you, are you going to stay with the Dodgers?
You know who would be fun to ask this to?
Who?
Gamboa. Because he's with the Dodgers organization.
And he's a diehard
Dodger fan. He would be great to ask, look, there's no and this is hypothetical. There's no shot for you making the big leagues with the Dodgers. Your only shot is to be a San Francisco Giant. Would you do it? Tell me somebody that would say no. You're going to call him?
I mean,
hell yeah. Why not?
What's up? What's up, Papa?
Hey, Gamboa.
What's up? What's up?
Hey, you're live on Internet.
We're live right now.
And we're live.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. We got a question for you. Chad has had a great idea.
Okay.
So, Alec Gamboa, Dodgers.
Dodgers through and through. Grow up.
Through and through.
And you were honored this year.
Born.
You were honored this year, right, as a top prospect for.
He was a LA Dodger All-Star, minor league All-Star.
Yep.
So Gambo.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Chad. No, you go. You make the offer.
No, I can already tell where this.
Well, because you guys.
Okay, so we're talking about the trades and like people signing and the money, and fans are mad that their players are gone. Corey Seager's a Dodger, but he's gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're talking about where does your loyalty lie? Does your loyalty lie with an organization or does it lie with your family? And what's going to better you?
100% your family. And if you're a true Dodger fan, you got to respect the decision he made. That's how I feel about it.
Okay, so my question to you before you go any further.
So Gambo, we're going to try to sign you to a deal right now.
So I am the Dodgers, and I say, you know what? We just don't have room for you. We can offer you like 2 years, $2 million to be in AAA for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to take that? Okay. Well, hold up. Here comes the San Francisco Giants. Gamboa, we're going to offer you 5 years, $50 million, and you're going to be in our starting rotation. What are you going to do?
That's kind of a no-brainer. I mean, right?
That's what I'm saying. And that's why we were talking about you, and he just like called you because we know you how diehard Dodger fan you are, your family, and how difficult that decision would be to make to play for the Giants.
It'd be difficult for about 15 seconds.
And then your dad will pull out a Giants hat and everything's good, right? So, but that's what I'm saying. Your loyalty lies with your family. And that's what my argument was. It's like Corey Seager's not calling Joe Schmo, that's a Dodger fan, because he doesn't even know who they are, to ask him if it's okay to go.
There's not a fan out there that wouldn't take any of these deals.
Exactly.
If your team, and Chad said it really well too, is like, what about the loyalty from the organization?
Yeah, they could offer Seager 10 for $330, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
if they felt he was worth keeping in the family, they would have made a better push. You know.
Yeah, sometimes I wish I knew all these answers. It's just kind of. I mean, you think about it. Seager going there is because Texas. He's not getting taxed out there. Most of that money is going to stay with him, right?
Yeah.
So that's just another thing to it you got to look at. And no, I mean,
hey, the Dodgers better be careful, because Kershaw is another one that could find his way into Texas.
He's from Texas.
He's from there.
I know he's from Texas. Now that guy is a diehard Dodger. He's not going anywhere. I will put my life savings, and it's not a lot, but I will, that he is not going anywhere.
All right, we'll have to sit and
hopefully LA heard that from Gamboa, that they need to put their money where their mouth is keep him there.
There's not a deal yet, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
And I was telling him
they're making it work. He wants to stay there. I just don't see him going to Texas. I can't.
I've also heard, and I was telling Chad that Miami was kind of interested in Taylor. So the Dodgers.
Yeah, that's another one that's kind of been going around. What's going to happen with Taylor?
I think some moves, and I mentioned this to a fan of the podcast. We were talking over Instagram. Gavin Lux is there. Well, I think there's better options. At some point you got to give the guys innings, right? You got to play him or try to get something out of him through a trade or something, I would think. I mean, he made your playoff roster. He started in the championship series. Like, obviously he's good enough to be up there. Either play him or go get something for him.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But who knows?
Yeah.
What do I know? I don't know anything. Gambo, I appreciate you taking my call, buddy.
No, absolutely. I thought you were calling. I thought you saw me here. I'm at Madera High right now. I'm getting ready to get a nice little workout in with KP and Seha.
Oh, there you go. Well, I'll hit you up a little bit.
There you go. You can hear that.
I'll hit you up in a little bit.
Yeah, hit me up.
All right, Gambo.
All right, Gambo. Thanks.
Yeah, good talking to you guys.
All right, bud. That never worked.
Well, there you go.
The lifelong
from the horse's
lifelong
mouth.
Dodger fan. Lifelong Dodger fan.
Like, it would be. I don't even know if his parents would wear Giants gear while he's pitching for the Giants.
No,
that's how
no
much
way.
of the Dodgers.
No way, they wouldn't.
But you can't pass that up.
No, I think most people wouldn't.
I mean, I could even said you
made that deal a little.
I made it too enticing. I could even said you're in the big leagues with the Dodgers, and they offer you 2 years for 20, or the Giants offer you 10.
You could have said the same deal almost, but you're in the big leagues.
Well, no, because then he'd be a Dodger.
I don't know. You're not getting your years though.
No, yeah. If he was in the big leagues with the Dodgers and they offered him like 2 years, 20 mil.
You said a minor league deal.
I know I did say that, but I should have said.
The Giants said, "Well, we're going to give you, another $1 million more, and you're going to pitch in the bigs."
Yeah, I said bigs for the Giants.
Yeah,
with the other one,
but 50 million, baby. That's kind of a
2 million, 50 million,
no brainer. And then the other news again for former Bulldog Jordan Luplow headed to Arizona. And I think that's a great fit, man.
I do too.
It could be a really good spot for him.
And he proved that, he played third base, he played second base. He obviously pitched, but he's not going to be a pitcher. But, and he played first base in some really big situations.
Yeah, he made a couple big picks. Playoffs.
So I mean, he's got a chance to do some really good things in Arizona. And I hope it's going to be his first time in the National League. But I hope he gets to, have a chance to be an everyday guy there.
Yeah, I think it could be. I think that could happen. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be nice. I texted him the other day. It's like, it's going to be nice having you on the West Coast. We can go catch you and watch some games and see out here. Like I said, we've tried to see him in the past with Cleveland or making a run out here or Tampa this last time. And we just couldn't get out there, but good for him, man. I'm excited for him and all the guys, we'll get to see Connor Brogdon, what his future holds with spring training, hopefully making the team again next year. And
he will.
Obviously Dylan and
Connor had a really good year.
Did. It's awesome, man. We love to see all this stuff. Taylor Ward get a spot with the Angels, hopefully, and stay up there.
I know he wasn't in the big leagues very long, but he had a great year in AAA. And yeah, hopefully something opens up.
Got to follow all these guys, but when Austin wins too, it's been crazy to see all these guys. Obviously, Judge and a lot of Bulldogs represented in the big leagues. But congrats to Luplo, man. He's a fantastic guy. He's really good to us. We've said it a million times, and looking forward to seeing him do good things in Arizona.
And then Marcus, trying to see where he goes.
See what happens.
I know he finished with the Cubs, but I think we'll see if he signs again.
I guarantee we'll definitely be talking to him before.
Oh yeah,
baseball comes back.
We did talk about. I know he's back in Fresno. I just saw him when we finished up at City. He came out. I think we still want to try to get that challenge, the sticky challenge.
Yeah,
together.
The baseball.
Go videotape that and see what we can come up with.
More stuff to come. More news to come. Obviously, there's some more free agents out there that haven't made deals yet. So we'll have to see what happens with these guys. There's still some teams in need. Story's going to be interesting. Again, the Dodgers better.
Why doesn't the Angels go after Story?
Could be.
You got Rendon, Story, Fletcher's at second. I mean, they need more. They need more stuff.
Yeah.
Noah Syndergaard, great pitcher, hasn't been healthy. He's not the complete answer. He's a good answer, trust me. But yeah.
We'll just have to wait and see. Thank you, everybody, for listening to Hit.OR.DIE Live. Again, more podcasts to come, more guests to come.
Check out our last one.
Yeah, go
Quentin
check
Selma.
Quentin Selma's a lot of fun talking to him if you haven't done it already. And again, get the show on Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes. Go ahead and go over to YouTube and please hit the subscribe button. It's episode 141, Hit.OR.DIE podcast.
Hit or die.